So Gole Dre is a community member, part of the music community as a whole, and I have a massive problem with him. Firstly, he had, or at least has, a Discord server where he did KKK jokes, being racist, homophobic, all the glitz and glamour that you need to be a dickhead. So you saw the thumbnail where it said, Gole Dre worse than Epstein. And you know what Epstein did, I'm not gonna say it to you, but you know what Epstein did. But I do really think Gole Dre is worse than Trump and Epstein combined. So Gole Dre is quote unquote a centrist. He's not a centrist. He's literally a right winger in every sense of the word. Like, for example, I'm a centrist. I say I'm a centrist, but I'm really more of a leftist with a bit right ideas. No real centrist exists. He also makes horrible content that makes a 7-year-old look smart in comparison. And people defend this guy. They defend him vehemently. They defend him. They think he's the GOAT, which he's not. And the fact, he used to be normal. He used to not be as political and as crash outy as he was. So Gole Dre subscribe to my channel due to a video I've made, which is probably how he ruins his reputation. It's different to speedrun meme video. This video has much more effort against him. And yeah. I already fucked this guy, but yeah. Gole Dre literally says controversial stuff on his community post tab for one reason: to be popular, to say something, to be like, he's a rich better. Yes, but I do think he thinks some of that, and the fact he still has a fan base is crazy. For example, Gole Travis Scott, when he got exposed, which I put it in quotes, and exposed should last days. Like Gole Dre's has lasted a few months at this point. A few weeks. But like Gole Travis Scott got exposed for 1 day because he said to kill a trans person to kill themselves. And it was a big nothing burger because he apologized very quickly. And it just seemed like it just seems like him being unfunny and not actually thinking trans people should kill themselves. I can't mention really the Zacko situation as it's still kind of happening. He did apologize and remove the post, which is a net positive and a net negative. It's a net positive because he apologized, that's a net positive. Barely anyone in this community will get exposed, apologize anymore. But, and then negative also for one reason, he deleted the post. He deleted it, so we can't even get more information. But I do think if you ask AYM, they have a copy of it. I think, yes, on one of their posts, yeah, they have a copy of it. So you can ask them for the screenshots they took it. So you may think drama content is very far away from my channel's sphere, because music is supposed to be an art. It's supposed not to be controversial. Sometimes you have your Tony McDonald, you have your modern Kanye West, Vulture's Kanye West. You have all that glitz and glamour. You have that your Adam Calhoun's, but it's very rare for music to be actually controversial and meant to be controversial. And by controversial, I don't mean political. Albums like To Pimp a Butterfly and Cry Baby have been political, and they have been received beautifully well, and they deserve it because somebody needs to talk about the issues in the United States. But this is not just an expose on like Gole Dre and his orbiters. It's an expose on politics in this community as a whole. For example, Phobos Bars, the literal pioneer of this community, one of the biggest pioneers, one of the biggest, most subscribed channels, is extremely political. At this point, he's not even a music person. He's not even doing music. He's just a political channel with a bit of a music side. And yes, with my opinion, I think politics in the entire community is negative. Even if you just argue politics is very much talk about the music and it is part of the history of music, it's true, yes. But I don't like politics being talked on this channel, especially modern politics. I would prefer politics that refer to the art form and like the album that came out. Not talking about if Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or the Democrats or the Republicans are better. This is a music sub, sir. This is a music sub. This is not your average orbital politics sub. This is about waves. This is about sounds. This is not about fucking Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And also politics have had a negative influence, especially that it brought us Tom McDonald and Adam Caron, some of the worst artists, maybe the worst artists of all time. For example, an artist that's bad, but meant to be at least, and not political at all, is Bruno Mars. I would prefer to listen to Bruno Mars 24 hours and 7 days in a row for a year than listen to Tom McDonald for like 2 seconds. He at least has good vocals, but that's it. That's the entire thing. And you may ask, you promised politics in the editing in this rant. I can't be asked to do editing, so this is a blank video for now. The thing is is the thumbnail. I hope people will click this as a thumbnail, but yeah. And views and subs and money. I'm not begging. And also I will talk about the pattern, a massive pattern that happened every Pride Month, especially this year. The queer members of the community have been attacked relentlessly. I am a centrist. I am a straight person. So coming from me is a bit weird, because you may think, oh, what does this French fuck have to do with that? It has to do with the gay community. Yes, I have literally had gay friends all my life. For like 25% of my life I have gay friends. My literal best community member and probably definitely my best friend, occasional reviewer, I'm gonna call him that because I don't even know how to pronounce his new name, is bisexual himself, so yeah. I do think as a community we should embrace the queer members instead of hating on them and saying, God taught me, he said gay people are bad, so I hate gay people. This is not what the Bible says. It's a very common misconception about it. It does call out transgenderism as a whole, saying that if you dress or appear as a woman but you are the opposite gender, that is a sin. But homosexualism is not a sin. It's not a sin as you think it is, because people say that it's a sin for one reason. They say it's a sin even though it's not. It's like much more grave than they say. It's more grave than it is. It's basically a tiny sin at this point. Also, I will recommend queer artists and just artists that I like or not, but that's to your interpretation. Ada Rook, I don't like her music, but we should listen to more queer artists. The pretty obvious one is Brokey or Schleppy. She's very popular. Tyler the Creator, he's bisexual. Frank Ocean, bisexual as well. And these are really common artists. You do think queer artists are smaller than they are, but they're not. They're actually way larger. There's way more queer artists than you think that are very popular. So this is the end of the video. I give shoutouts to nobody because this is a fucking exposed video. But yeah, see you on the flip side and see you goon. What I say there.